Alright, what's going on, guys? Jake up here, and welcome back to another video. Today, what I have for you guys is probably one of my most highly requested YouTube videos from a bunch of friends that have always been asking me to make this video, especially for a bunch of younger and just starting out YouTubers who haven't had an Elgato, or they just got one and they just got a computer and just upgraded, and now they're able to record and use an editing software and everything rather than just using the PS4. And this is a bunch of YouTube tips for starters, as well as someone who I myself have noticed a bunch of people in bigger teams, especially teams like my own, and some people even bigger teams and more subscribers than me, they still don't know the basic simple tips of how to make your YouTube channel look more professional. So this is for all of you guys out there. If you guys want to go ahead and skip to the time shown on the screen right now, if you guys already know about editing, already know about the Elgato software and your editing software, go ahead and skip to the time on the screen. I'll put it up there right now. And that is for all of you more advanced people, but for everyone else, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to go over is your Elgato software, and you're going to want to click this little settings tab at the top right here. This will be your device settings, which is all of your recording settings, your quality and everything like that. So the first thing you want to change is your input device to whatever you're using, whether it's PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, etc. I use PS4, so that's what I'm going to pick. Your audio input is just going to be automatically set for you, it'll give you the HDMI audio, or at least it should. You're going to change your HDMI color range to expanded, because why not have expanded colors? And if you have an HD60, you're going to record 1080p at 60 FPS, and I leave my quality at best because why not? If you guys want to lower it, it will take up less space on your computer, but I mean, you might as well just leave it at best. It looks really good. You can always delete the videos after once you publish a YouTube video or whatever, so I just leave it at best. Now, if you guys do have an old Elgato, you can still record at 60 FPS. You just have to change this to 720p. I'm not going to do this because it will reset my recording and everything, but you guys can leave these things at the bottom checked. I never really mess with that. That's just simple. And that's that for the first section of it. Now the next tab is going to be the picture tab, and I don't change this on the HD60 for next gen because everything seems to just go really well. The standard settings for the Elgato are really nice, really clean, and they work well. Now on PS3, I did change my saturation to 10 or 12 or something like that because it looks a little bit more warm. As you guys can see, the colors just brightened up a little bit rather than just leaving it at normal, but it seems to work really well. BO3 and MWR, they really have good colors, so I don't really need to change it too much. And the audio settings are just going to stay the same. Profiles and advanced, those all can stay the same. The really only thing that you need to worry about is the capture settings here. Just make sure if you guys are recording with an old Elgato, like a 720p 60, because that will record at 60 FPS, but if you leave it at 1080, it won't do next gen at 60 FPS. So just so you guys know, you can record 60 with an old Elgato. And if you guys do want an Elgato, I am trying to sell my own. I was going to sell it to a friend, but he decided to get an HD60. But if you guys would like to purchase an Elgato, I am trying to sell mine for about 90 or 100 bucks. That is a little bit cheaper than other ones that you can find online. I saw on Amazon the cheaper ones were about 120, 130, so that is saving you about 20 or 30 bucks. I mean, it's just if you guys want to buy one and you don't want to spend too much money on it, I mean, just hit me up on Twitter. I'll definitely let you guys know, and that's that. Alright, so for the next settings that we're going to go over is going to be at the top. Alright, so once you click on this, you are going to want to go to capture, and this is without a doubt the best thing that Elgato has. Make sure that you guys have this little check here called enable flashback recording. Make sure you have this little box checked. This is the star highlight of the Elgato software that no other company did. If you guys go on this timeline back here, you can see your previous, if I scroll back, it will let me actually see what I've recorded. It's recording right now at 9 minutes and 45, but I'm not actually clicking record. This is just the flashback recording. So what I'm going to do once I'm done talking over my video, I'm going to go back, I'm going to click record, and it'll jump to live and record all of what I just went back to. So say I hit a clip online and I thought it was a really good clip. I thought it was a 5 multi or something like that, but I go back and watch it and I hit market it and it got really split and it really wasn't a great clip. So I don't want to record 3 hours of gameplay. I just want to record when I hit a clip. So what I'll do is I'll just go back 20 or 30 seconds after I hit the clip. I'll click record and it'll just record that 30 seconds and delete the rest of what happened before that. So make sure if you guys do want to record something, you go back further enough, or sorry, you go back far enough that you click record and you don't want anything beforehand. You just want to go back to where you want recorded. So if I want the last minute recorded, I'll skip back. It'll show a little timer right here so that you guys know I just can't do it because I'm recording right now, and it'll mess it up. But if you guys go back like a minute on this little timeline here and then click record, make sure you go back before you click record, and then you click it again once it jumps to live, it will save the last minute into your little files over here in the edit tab, which I'll show you in a minute, and you can export them from there. And it is really, really convenient, so you don't have to record like 4 or 5 hours of footage of playing or whatever and then just go back and delete it. It takes up a lot of space on your computer, and it's just a big hassle. So make sure you guys have this little box recorded and checked, sorry, because that's the one thing that Elgato really, really did well. And for your capture library location, guys, I put this on a very big folder. I have like 600 gigs on a folder. That's why it still says I have 157 left. And make sure you guys have this on a like really, really large folder, or large like gigabyte like file or something like that, because this is where all of your Elgato recorded videos are going to go. And I'm telling you, they take up a lot of space because you don't want to just keep deleting it and cleaning up your Elgato, or at least I don't. I'm sure maybe other people do, but I usually have a hard time, and I usually only clean up my Elgato like once a month or something like that to clear off all the old videos that I don't need. Alright, so the next tab we're going to go into is the sharing tab, and initially all of these boxes are going to be checked, and I'm telling you guys right now, you want to uncheck every single box except for the MP4 Pro box, which is right here. This is the quality that you want to export your videos from the Elgato software onto your computer for. These are the best quality that you're going to get. You never want to export from like a third party to YouTube. It's awful quality and you just don't want to do it. You want to upload videos straight from your computer, not from the Elgato to YouTube. It doesn't look as good, trust me. All of these other boxes, I mean, I guess you could leave them checked, but you really don't need them. Again, the only one that you really need is the MP4 or the MP4 Pro. For the rest of the settings on here, you really can just leave them the same. I never really want to mess with any of the other things except for this one little box right here. This one is one of the worst boxes that they would ever have checked for you. I would right away uncheck this box, because always converting your new videos to an MP4 file, like I said, if you hit a clip and you think it was really good and you go back and you save it and then you re-watch it, you don't like the clip, or maybe like it was split to a bunch of pieces and you just wanted a leftover clip and didn't want to like use it or whatever, so you throw it away in the garbage. Well, it automatically converted that file onto your computer, so now you have to go find the file or the clip like in one of your files on your computer, which is really annoying. Again, just uncheck this box because it will automatically put the file from your Elgato, if you saved it, onto your computer. And it's much easier to just save the clip, rewatch it, and if you like it, export it from there, rather than just exporting it automatically, even though you may not like the clip. Alright, for the bottom three down here, I can honestly just say leave these alone, unless you're like someone who would want to record a live commentary audio separately, or record like your friends' sound separately if you didn't want to record like their voices if you were playing like a party or something. But you can always just export them to separate files alone. Like you can do both at the same time, where it will have like this live commentary as a separate file, so that if you want to mute the actual game sound, you can. But that's up to you guys. If you guys want to record live audio, you can. I use a Snowball, by the way. It's like a $40-$50 mic. It's really, really like simple. It's just a blue Snowball. You just plug in the USB to your computer, and that's what I use and I'm using right now to record my live commentary audio. It's a really good beginner's thing, and honestly, I really am not gonna spend like $100 or whatever on like a Yeti or something like that. I really don't need it, so that's what I use to record audio. Alright, so the next thing we're going to go over is this little edit tab up here. Now, I cannot click it, sadly, because I am recording. It'll shut off my recording, but there will be a bunch of your clips and videos that you have saved on the right side over here, and down on the bottom right, there will be a little green box, and that is your export button. So you guys can go ahead and click on your clip that you saved. You can edit it on the bottom. There's a little timeline section that has you so that you're able to edit it. It's really, really convenient. Say you save a little bit more than you needed to, you can clip it up so that you have to save less onto your computer and take up less space, etc. And once you do that, then you go ahead and click the little green export button. It'll load across your screen, say that it's exported. It'll put a little icon on your clip to show you that it has been exported, and then it'll bring up the folder, and you guys can change the folder settings that you want to export to in here. It'll say your export location. You guys can go ahead and put that as whatever you want. I just leave it the same because I'm going to go ahead and move my files to another folder that I have clips in anyway. But that is that for the Elgato software. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the Movie Studio or Sony Vegas, the editing software that you guys decide to use. Alright guys, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is Movie Studio, and this is the editing software I use. It is practically identical to Vegas. If you guys don't know what Vegas is, I'm sure many of you watching this obviously don't know what Sony Vegas is, or maybe you do, you just don't want to buy it. You know that it's a really, really expensive program or anything. And the only difference between this and Sony Vegas, like a lot of people used to think I use Vegas because it looks almost identical. The only difference is that it has a few extra effects such as velocity and stuff. This does not have velocity or anything, but honestly, I'm not really doing too much like editing. Like I'm really just doing simple edits and simple like montages that are put together and clips and fails and live clips and stuff like that. So I really don't need Vegas that much. I did get it recently, however, but you know, you really don't need it. I use this for the past like 4 or 5 years that I've done YouTube now. So I'm telling you guys, this works really, really well. It was only like a $35 software that I bought off of Amazon, and I got a code and downloaded it, and it was really, really smooth. I really like this program. Alright guys, so as you can see down here you have your timeline, and this is where you're going to drop all your tracks. So right here at this little add media button, this is where you're going to add all of your clips, whatever they happen to be. I have a bunch of clips on here, as you guys can see, and I have a bunch of folders as well with like best clips and everything like that. But I'm not going to open any of them because I already have a video, or I'm about to make my clips and fails number 16. I'm almost done. But this is a little preview of what it looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys a little preview of the clip. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is just a simple little bunch of tracks that I've thrown, like music and gameplay and a little Marv intro and then a little overlay that I have. But this is just a bunch of simple stuff that you guys can do. And the main things that I'm going to show you guys about this is not the actual editing itself. I mean, obviously you guys can look at other tutorials if you want to know how to do that. I'm just showing you guys the software I use. It's really cheap and really easy to use. But the one thing that you guys want to make sure you do is change your project settings to whatever you're recording with. So if it's 1080 by 60, use double NTSC, which is 60 FPS. And if you're only recording 720, then do 1280 by 720, I believe, something like that. But they do have automatic settings in here, but I don't use those because I don't think they have a 1080 by 60 FPS. But just so you guys know, you have to change that and click apply for your timeline to be able to like render out and everything in 60 FPS. The next thing you guys are going to want to do is go to make movie, and this is where you never want to click upload to YouTube. Again, from a third-party source, it's not good to do that. It loses quality, it's not as clean, it just doesn't look as good. So save it to your hard drive, and you're going to want to save this as an MP4 file. This is one of the big mistakes that I made when I first started recording videos. I always used to try to save them as other things, and I did save a few as MP4, but I was just going through like a bunch and just randomly like choosing. And MP4 is the best format to work for YouTube videos. WMV and AVC or whatever, they might be better quality, but they are not as good for like posting on internet. It says for creating internet ready videos. I probably should have read that the first time I did this, but I guess I didn't. I was just too newbie and too young to realize it. Then you guys are going to want to click advanced options, and this will bring up another little menu for you. And this is where you will render your video in the actual 60 FPS. So I have made like my own little templates for either a 720 or a 1080p render, and this is where like you're gonna want to click that and then click render. If you guys do it straight from the actual thing up here and you click next, it might not save it for like 60 FPS or whatever. It might, or say you have a bunch of like 60 FPS clips, but you want to render it out in 30, then you go ahead and click advanced options and you do like 1080p 30 or whatever. I don't know why a bunch of editors like Myth or whatever do that, but they do. Apparently it looks better, but I honestly don't see a difference in my videos. Maybe as an editor I would understand, but I'm not an editor. So anyway guys, this is where you're going to want to make your own template. You just customize it and you just type in whatever the settings you need are, but make sure you guys have the 60 FPS if you're recording in 60. Alright, so the last thing you guys are going to want to know is before we go to any other software or go to YouTube, this is the one thing that I used to do, and I realized that this was a very, very helpful thing. So say you guys don't have the money, or you don't want to risk getting caught or trying to like crack Photoshop and get like a virus on your computer or whatever. Well, you can actually use Movie Studio to create thumbnails. And what I mean by this is if you guys go ahead, and I'm going to go to a little clip real quick that actually has like my name in the feed. So if I go to a clip right here, and let me just, where's my sound? Let me just turn this down real quick, like way down. Okay. So if I go to this clip, I click play. It's really bad right now because I'm recording, but Okay, we go to the clip, we go to the shot. I get a like little quad feed here, but okay. So we have a little preview screen. You can go ahead and see exactly what frame. So say I have the quad feed, I have a plus 50, I have all this stuff on my screen. Say I want this to be the thumbnail. I save a little snapshot to my file, and this is one of the best things that Movie Studio could have done. And I think Vegas does this as well. But you guys can go ahead and put in any folder that you want to put it in. You can go ahead and save it, and it will save as a PNG. You can also type text, like say I actually wanted to save this text over top of its loading because it's taking so long. But you can save a little text over it. You can put like clips and fails number 14 or something like that, and that will also save as a PNG. So you guys can actually make and create thumbnails in Movie Studio or Vegas. If you decide to get Vegas, you can get it cracked. I mean, there's really easy ways to get it cracked or whatever, but this is honestly one of the best things if you guys don't want to try to get Photoshop or whatever, or some other editing for like pictures and whatnot and thumbnails. But this is a really good thing to do. You guys can go ahead and save like the little where you have a clip or you hit a feed or whatever, and then you can put a little text overlay by doing media generators and going to text, and you can just drop a text over top and it looks really clean. And that is a really simple way to make a thumbnail if you guys are broke or just don't want to risk getting caught trying to download or virus or whatever on Photoshop. So anyway, there you guys have it for Movie Studio. That's all I really needed to show you. Just make sure your settings are right before you guys do render everything out. I've had many issues and I've gone over most of them, I think, with you guys. I don't think I've missed anything, but if I did, I will be certain to answer any questions you have in the comments. Please go ahead and leave me a comment. But now we're going to go over to the YouTube section of the video, and this is for all like the more, like even the more like professional or more known guys in the community still don't know about this. I know a lot of my friends, even in my team, that still don't have their YouTube as good as it could be, and I'm trying to help everyone out that doesn't know how to make their YouTube channel look a little bit more professional. Alright guys, so now we're over on the YouTube side of things, and this is how most people's channels look. It's just a bunch of activity that's happened, whether you upload videos, add them to a playlist, or you like a video or something. A bunch of friends' stuff will all be like on here like this. If you guys go and click on a bunch of people's YouTube channels, you will find probably about half of them, of like small YouTubers, will have their channel like this. And I did this just for purposes to show you guys that I can actually do it real quick. So you guys are going to want to click this little settings button here. It used to be here, but then they decided to like change it up a little bit. So they do a little setting bar right there, and you guys are going to want to, like, obviously I have all this stuff checked. It doesn't matter what you guys do, but this is the main thing that you want to customize, is the layout of your channel. Make sure that is checked, like, on. Go ahead and click save, and then it's going to give you guys a little, like, layout for your channel. There you go. Okay, so this is your new layout. It has what to watch next. If you have a returning subscriber, they click on your channel, it'll have a big video. Boom, that's your latest video. So it's whatever's the newest will go right there. For me, at least, that's what I decided to do. You guys can go ahead and feature content if you want to. I think I already had one. It's at the end of your video. It'll like pull up a little tab on like the bottom corner like this or something, and it will say like whatever video you want to put there. On every single video that they watch of yours, it will have that at the end. It's just a little link if they want to. It's like the last 5 seconds of the video, just if they want to click on something else of your channel. And this is the one thing that a lot of people don't do. Add a channel trailer. Now it's like right here, this little tab next to returning subscribers, and I believe you can only do this on computer as well. I don't think you can do it on your phone, but you might. I don't know for sure, but you can go ahead and oh shoot, I don't want to show you guys all those videos. Okay, so you can go ahead and click whatever video you want from your channel, click save, and that will be your channel trailer. I mean, I've had this one here for probably like 3 or 4 months. I really love this video. It's kind of like one of my own edits. That's why I liked it so much, even though the clips were good, but they weren't like the best of ever. Like, I'm pretty sure I've hit better clips than what's in here. Obviously my standards have improved from the last like 6 months or 5 months. I'm pretty sure I uploaded this in what, November or something? Actually, let's click on it and see, because I don't even remember. October, just before November. Alright, so yeah, it was almost 6 months. By now, it's about to be 6 months next week. This looks like a much more professional layout than just a straight line down of games. And also, I added a bunch of playlists and stuff here. Like, I have this playlist of my montages, uploads, montages, pranks, and stuff like that. Like, the one thing that a bunch of people don't know is that you can have a channel trailer, which, like, if anyone decides to click on your channel or they're not subscribed to you already, this video will start playing, and say they see like the first 5 seconds of it and they're like, oh damn, this is good. So then they actually continue it and they realize, okay, you know what, maybe I'll just leave them a sub. This video will play if nobody is subscribed to me and they come to my channel. Now for returning subscribers, they'll just see my latest video and then like a bunch of other stuff next to it and the playlist and everything like that. But it looks a lot cleaner than if I were to disable this and have my YouTube channel looking how it was about 30 seconds ago, because that looked absolutely disgusting. I mean, what is this? This looks horrible. There's no organization. It just doesn't look very good. A bunch of stuff's repeated and stuff because you're adding it to playlists and whatnot. So just, that's the one tip I have for you guys. If you are a like bigger YouTuber but just don't have your channel looking that professional, that's a good tip. Everyone should do it. It really helps you like step up your game above a bunch of other people that are starting YouTube. And that's about it, guys. I don't think there's much more, honestly, that I can say. I think that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. I really would appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.